Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio, also from the west side of Houston for the time being. I'll be in San Antonio on Monday for the show. Be back in studio with Joe. We have in studio today Steph and Fernandez.
You already know the man Moses and the Steph Moses are flowing.
Yeah, that's right. The man, the myth, the legend, retired United States Marine Corps.
Right.
Joe, how you doing today, my man? Oh, by the way, apologies for running late. It's not me. It wasn't Joe.
Yeah.
We had technical difficulties before the show started, so typically we get going at 10 o'clock, but we got off into about a 15-minute tardy to start the Friday show. Joe, I'm not into this, man. It's Friday, and guess what? I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
but
don't
you know
give a
what?
damn.
I do like this nickname they gave him, Space City Jimenez, dude. Space Already in the chat, Chris Gonzalez, Space City Jimenez.
Well, I'll be Alamo City Jimenez on Monday for the show next week. But it's so weird right now because, I don't even know what day of the week it is half the time. It's this weird period.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go back to work? Do you just wait till Monday?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that. But it's been nice and restful. But it's kind of the normalcy needs to come back, because before Christmas break and New Year's, I had a vacation before that. So I haven't been my normal self, man. It's been a while, but Fernandez is glad to see you back. I'll be back in town tonight, which means the Spurs will definitely lose. Apparently, that's a thing, Fernandez.
I heard.
You believe in that?
That's what I heard.
On in the back.
That's what I heard, man. That's what I heard. But like we talked about before, some people are superstitious. I am a baby smidget of stitious. You know what I mean? So she's superstitious.
Yeah,
so
you need to stay in Houston, please.
Yeah, she might believe in that. I don't believe in that. Come on back, Mike.
I mean, Fernandez is in town, so maybe
it'll offset. Maybe it'll
offset. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Maybe Fernandez in town will offset Jimenez coming back in town.
They got a back-to-back. It's going to be Friday.
They do got a back-to-back.
Saturday.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. They played Denver back-to-back, and one in Denver and one here.
I like the fact that you label them Spurs couple.
Yeah.
There
you go. OG,
that's
bro.
nice. That's
OG.
nice.
There's only one.
There's only one,
Spurs
dog. There's
couple,
only
man.
one. Yeah, many try to emulate, but none can duplicate. So you know what it is.
And then when you win, what did they do?
We bounce, baby. You already know, baby. You already know.
We started the year with 2,070 subscribers, making that march to 2,500. We're going to have a party of some sort in the next few weeks to celebrate 2,000. You can be part of the show by taking part of our YouTube stream. So you see it on the right-hand side of mine, but down the screen, Joe plays the best of the best. And lots of names already in. Tim Gonzalez, Sam Salinas, David Otwater, Chris Gonzalez, Matt Gomez. I see Roy, Garrett from the Netherlands. We're doing this internationally, baby.
Yeah.
We're doing this internationally. But it's weird because, I am not in my normal routine. I usually wake up at a certain time. I take my daughter to school. I go to work. I do the podcast. I have lunch. I go to work. And it's like a routine that I have. But right now, dude, just been waking up. I woke up 20 minutes ago, man. I woke up and just rolled out of bed. And I was like, oh, yeah, it's almost 10. Let's go ahead and do the show. But let's talk about the Spurs, man, because we do sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We do a lot of Spurs talk when Fernandez and Steph are here. I brought up the fact the other day that, and people are finally catching on, by the way, Joe. This is how you know our show's good, is that we mention something, and then a week or two later, other people start to bring it up. But there was a retweet that Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 had yesterday, where it's this non-Spurs fan going out there and saying, imagine being 7'5" and you'd rather play basketball like Steph Curry. Mentioning the fact that for his career, Victor Wembanyama has more three-point made shots than dunks made. And in fact, when I last checked earlier this season, maybe about a week or two ago, before we went on vacation, he was shooting more three-point attempts than two-point attempts. And that kind of hurt me a little bit, guys, because I was like, well, the guy's averaging 26 points per game. He has increased his three-point shooting to about 35, 36%. So he's not a bad three-point shooter anymore. He has improved his three-point shot. But part of me reads this and goes, there's some truth to it, Joe. There's some truth to it. I don't like the fact that he shoots more threes and twos. Is that the old school in me, guys, or is that just something that you look at and think to yourself, yeah, I kind of wish the proportions were a little bit different?
What do you think, Rick?
I saw that. I think it was like a Clippers fan or something like that, which is, right after the Spurs beat the crap out of the Clippers. So I don't know what there might have been some anger there behind that little angry tweet, but I don't know, man. I guess I look at it a different way and say, it's amazing that you're 7'4" and playing like Steph Curry. Like who in this world, obviously he's the alien, can be 7'4" and have handles like that and can shoot like that. So that is just something that's just never going to be duplicated. So I think it should be a nod to like how amazing he is. Now I agree. There should be I would like more balance, right? We want him in the paint. He'll dominate in the paint. He'll kill in the paint. We already know that. He don't even need to jump, right? So I remember in the beginning of the season, and Jimenez was a little critical and about how many threes he was taking and all that kind of stuff, and he wasn't making them in the beginning of the season. I remember that. He's hitting now. Points are up. Yeah, you want more balance, right? You want to see him in the paint a lot more. I would say hit the paint, mid range, and all three facets. And it's like, I'm a boxing guy. So it's almost like Muhammad Ali used to do things in the ring that conventional trainers would be like, don't do that, right? Keep your hands up. Don't put your hands down. Don't pull back with your head straight up. Any other boxer could not do that. Ali could.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of a similar thing. No, not too many other guys his size could do what he does, and conventional wisdom says, nope, don't do that. Like Mike said, old school thinking, right? We're all from the old school. This 3-point Steph Curry effect game, I see it in my son's AAU games. I see it in my son's high school games, right? These kids have a straight lane to the basket for a layup, and what do? They stop and try to shoot a three. They pull up, yeah, because that's what they see, right? I don't like it. We don't like it. We're old fogies saying we don't like it, but got to evolve with the game, and that's what's happening right now. So
now, what do we? That's
yeah. But is it one of those things where it's going to lend itself to winning basketball over the long haul? There is one stat that also kind of disturbs me about Wemby: 7'4", getting just 10 rebounds per game. He averages 10.0, and he just got to 10. It was like 9.8 last week. That kind of throws me off a little bit, man, because he doesn't get as many boards as I thought he was going to. But let's go over the stats real fast.
Real quick. I'm sorry, Mike. Real quick. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm going to forget. And this is not a knock on Wemby, but he's not a good rebounder. I mean, it's not that. I think he's there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You said, he's there, so the ball's going to come to him. So he's not like crashing the boards and trying to rebound. And but then again, that's a lot of wear and tear on your body. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. So I wouldn't consider him a good rebounder, a great rebounder. Again, don't attack me. I'm just saying he's just tall and the ball kind of falls into his hand. But I agree with you.
We're going to quote that. Make it a quote. Fernandez says Wemby sucks at rebounding.
You see, I'm going to get the Jimenez treatment after
that. We need Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 to tweet that. That's Fernandez said, quote, Wemby cannot rebound.
Yeah.
But, look at the stats from last year.
You know what I'm saying, right? He's not like actively going after rebounds. It doesn't.
He's not like Tim and Dave like that.
Right. He's not. And I mean, again, to me, that equals getting beat up down low and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not upset that he's not doing it, but I just think it's an observation.
Right.
That he's not attacking boards and stuff like that.
Well, let's take a look at this real fast. His 3-point shooting last year was 32.5%. It has increased to 35.5%, right? So when you're in the 35, 36 range, you're a formidable 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
His 2-point percentage has gone up from 53% to 60%. Overall effective field goal shooting percentage of 56.7, which is where you want him to be, especially if he's a volume 3-point shooter. So he's doing what he should be doing. It's just one of those things where you look at him and it's a little bit disturbing because they described him as a kind of a Kevin Durant type of player.
Mm-hmm.
And he's showing that that's what he wants to be, because Kevin Durant, could he rebound? Yeah. But did he crash the boards? No. And that's what we're trying to see here. We're trying to get that. Who does he remind you of? Kevin Durant is more. It's not Steph Curry. He's not. He'll never have Steph Curry's accuracy or ball handling skills. But the fact of the matter is that we're looking at basically the successor of Kevin Durant, which isn't bad.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Yeah, he plays a lot more like Kevin Durant. His frame, and all that. again, getting in the paint, dunking, shooting those threes. I don't disagree with what you're saying.
Got a super chat coming in, $4.99 from Mario Cavazos saying, quote, isn't there a season for everything? Wemby's about to turn 21 and still finding his way in the NBA. Give the kid time and let him develop his game. I agree. Thank you for the super chat, Mario. It's one of those things, though, but you look at it and what is he going to be 2 or 3 years from now? And is he going to be that transformational player, that generational player that we've all talked about? People gave me crap a couple of months ago when I said, what if it turns out that Wemby is just Giannis? And Giannis is an MVP. Giannis is somebody who averages 28 to 30 points per game. Giannis is a champion, a one-time champion. What if he just turns out to be that? What if he doesn't turn out to be the next Tim Duncan?
Yeah, I remember when you said that, and I thought you had said something, and maybe I misquoted it, but you said like you thought maybe he's just a dude or something like that. That's what I took an exception to.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't say that, honestly. And I'm being real. I don't. You said a lot of shit back then, Jimenez says things, and you know what? It's a new year. Okay, it's a new year. I'll give Jimenez props. He's been right a lot more often. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. He's been right a lot more often than I remember. But and again, man, I'm not trying to sound blasphemous, but he could. I mean, maybe he does pan out that way. Maybe, I don't know. And again, being a Giannis is nothing to sneeze at.
Right.
Being Giannis is nothing to sneeze at and nothing to hang your head, down on. That for sure. But again, he's so young and he's so and I think it's also just his mentality, man. I mean, even the stuff, man, they're like playing chess in New York City, with fans in the rain. Like, I don't know if people don't think that translates to basketball. I just think it translates to just his character and how he is and the kind of person he is and like what's between the ears. Remember that, baby? What do you think about that? About him out there playing chess? That's pretty cool.
I mean, I think it's great just because he's able to be himself, just like you said. And I mean, how many Spurs players actually have ever done that? I mean, just go out, be who they want to be. He's young, trying to find himself, trying to enjoy the ride. I know in his New Year's post, he was like, man, life comes at you fast or something like that. And I'm just trying to enjoy the ride. So I think this is just us seeing him actually live in the moment as much as he can, while making history throughout every season.
He's just multifaceted, man. Like in every aspect of his life. That's what I think.
Yeah, my biggest faux pas with Wemby shooting more threes than dunks and all that is I just don't think the Spurs are still using or utilizing him the way that he needs to be needed to have an impact, a dramatic impact, not only on the game but on the team as a whole. Shooting threes and all that, that's great. But at the end of the day, how are you going to help your team win when you're going up against the upper echelon talent in the West? You only have one superstar in Wemby. He needs to be that guy. He needs to take over games, not only with his shooting from the outside, but also his presence inside the paint. That's the only way this team is going to get better and not be skirting around, hey, we might make the play-in, we might not, where they can be a definite playoff team. He has to elevate his game. I think Wemby, year 3 or 4, we're going to see that jump. And I think he's going to be the league's MVP at that point in time.
Talking to Fernandez and Steph, the Spurs couple, if you will, about Victor Wembanyama. The whole thing about him playing chess in New York City, that was marketing. That was marketing, guys.
Nah,
that was PR.
It could have been
PR. That was marketing.
It could have been. Yeah, I mean,
it was in New York City. It was marketing. Yeah, it was in the media capital of the world. He's not doing that at Woodlawn Lake. Okay, he's not doing that.
But here's the thing:
who is doing it at Woodlawn? So you can't just be like, oh, he's not gonna do this at Woodlawn. Guess what? He'd be doing that at Hemisphere if they allowed him to. So I go there. We definitely can.
I would say it's a little bit of both. I kind of agree with Mike, but I also think you got to have the player to put into that position. Like, so I think maybe he said it. Maybe he said, hey, I want to do this, and then PR was like, hell yeah, this is going to be an amazing PR thing, right? You got Jordan, our guy who's the head of PR for the Spurs, and that dude is a smart guy, man. He knows what he's doing. Young guy. You ever see Wemby walk around, you see Jordan right behind him, and that dude is a whiz.
Or if you see Jordan, keep your eyes open because
Yeah,
someone's with them.
So I kind of agree that I think it was a little bit of both. I mean, it doesn't hurt for PR, but I also think Wemby, kind of, wanted to do that. Who knows? But Mike's always cynical about things like that because I know he looks at it in that way of, I agree with.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I like half agree with Mike a lot. Like I remember when he talked about the players and the interviews and the coaches, right? And like, what do you expect them to say, right? Like, what now I don't think they're lying. Like, I don't think a lot of players are. I mean, some are, I guess, but you're right. You get asked a question like, "Hey, Mitch, whatever about Pop." Of course, he's not going to say something like, "I'm going to do my own thing. I don't care about Pop." Right? He's not going to say that, obviously.
Right.
But him saying things like, "Hey, I'm trying to implement Pop's plan," or "I'm talking to Pop." Still, again, the truth is somewhere in the middle, just like in most things in life. The truth is somewhere in the middle. So I don't think he's flat out lying. Like, I don't think players flat out get on the mic and lie most of the time. But yes, there are some constraints of what they can say, right? Right, Mike?
Exactly.
I mean, most players aren't going to go out there and just like rip their teammates and be like, yeah, they're all garbage and whatever, right? Some do. Some do, right? But they, so I think there's a little bit of truth in what Mike says when it comes to like, you can't believe what these players are saying on the mic, but you got to take some of it with a grain of salt and say there has to be some truth in there, ultimately a person like that has character, even though they know it's like wherever you work at, right? You represent your company. You have to you can't just be yourself and just do whatever the hell you want, right? When you're representing a bigger company, a bigger brand or whatever. But you still can kind of be true to yourself and not a total sellout, right, Mike? You know what I'm saying? Like I guess that's kind of how I look at it. I don't know. What do you think?
Now let me ask you this, guys. The NBA All-Star voting, the first fan returns are in, and our good friend Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 retweeted them last night. And the way that they do it now, it's front court and back court.
Yeah.
Right? Wemby right now is 5th in the front court vote totals. No other Spur made the top 10 in front court or back court, but the ones ahead of Wemby are Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Then you have Wemby at 5. After that, there's a massive difference between 5 and 6. 6 being Alperen Şengün. When it comes to guards, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Ant, and James Harden are the top 6 in the guards. Eastern Conference, you have Giannis, Tatum, Cat, Paolo Banchero, Jaylen Brown, Jimmy Butler for the front court. And when it comes to guards, LaMelo Ball, Donovan Mitchell, Dame Lillard, Jalen Brunson, and Trae Young. Should we be excited that Wemby's the 5th vote getter right now, or should we be a little bit disappointed in that? Because, I mean, Nikola Jokic is understood because he's a 3-time MVP, right? Kevin Durant, future Hall of Famer, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, future Hall of Famers. You might say that they have the bigger names, but is there something wrong when people are looking at Wemby going, no, we'd rather vote for a 40-year-old LeBron James. We'd rather vote for an ancient Anthony Davis who always gets hurt over Wemby. And I can't get this argument about it being a small market because Jokic comes from Denver, which is a mid-market. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays for Oklahoma City, which is a smaller market than San Antonio. And then you have Giannis in Milwaukee, right? You have LaMelo Ball in Charlotte.
Yeah, but I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I saw you tweet that the other day. I disagree a little bit because I mean, okay, the other small market guys like the Joker. I mean, he's a MVP, like he's a superstar, like you know what I mean. Like, so there's a few players that transcend the market, and I think Wemby will too, or is starting to. I mean, if AD isn't in LA, and I don't want to make an excuse. I don't want to make a small market excuse, but you can't deny the fact that LA is LA. You know what I mean? Los Angeles is, come on, man. You know, so if AD isn't in LA, he's not getting those votes. I don't think. I don't think if AD's LeBron's LeBron again. I mean, LeBron is LeBron. You know, so to me, the only one I have an issue with is AD in front of Wemby. If I'm being honest, no, I'm being real. Like, because I think if AD wasn't in LA, he wouldn't be getting those votes. This is a popularity contest. I mean, literally, it's a fan vote. So how many? I don't know the statistics, and I mean, I live in San Diego, but the how many people are in LA versus how many people are in San Antonio. I mean, I know there's more in LA. We know that. So there's a lot of people there. So I think just by sheer numbers, AD is getting those votes. If he wasn't playing in LA, he wouldn't be getting those votes. And LeBron is just LeBron. He's this generation's MJ. So everybody loves him and all that kind of stuff. And then the other ones, I mean, I can't argue with Joker and Durant. I mean, or even Giannis. Yes, they're in small markets, but they are like the exceptions, I think if AD was in Milwaukee, he wouldn't be getting these votes.
So right now, if you look at it, Wemby is number 10 overall in vote getting in the public, right? So he's fifth in the front court in the NBA in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
But he has a lot more votes than guys that are on the Eastern Conference right now, and more votes than those in the backcourt in the Western Conference. It got me thinking about like where is he on the totem pole when it comes to the hierarchy of who's the best of the best in the NBA. A lot of Spurs fans come out there and say, well, he is a top 5 player right now, that he should be in the MVP consideration, MVP race right now.
I think he's top 10, Mike. He's top 10. Top 10, not top 5.
He's right there.
Isn't he top 5 in like the vote, like MVP right now?
Right.
Like whatever
10.
they,
in the NBA right now, and they had a poll out and they said NBA's top 10 players.
Yeah.
Wemby was number 10.
That's where he's at.
Yeah.
That is where he's at. And I think a lot of Spurs fans get pissed off about that. I'm like, dude, we have a top 10 player.
Yeah.
But we don't have a top 5 player yet. He's getting in that direction. He's getting he's moving in that direction.
Maybe maybe we meet in the middle. He's like 8, or something like that. I mean, here's the thing. Again, top 10, second year, 20 years old. I mean,
it's a good place.
to be. Yeah, not a bad place to be at all. It's that and we know this about Spurs fans and especially Spurs Twitter. They're never happy. They get
butthurt, man. They get butthurt easily.
They're never going to be happy. They're never going to be satisfied. I guarantee you, literally, if they won a championship, somebody would still complain about something. Like there would be some way that someone could turn it into a negative. So it's hard to just worry about all that. But yeah, like I look at it in a positive light. Top 10 in your second year, 20 years old. The voting, I was like, that's pretty good where Wemby's at in voting. A lot of people got all upset about where he was in voting. And another thing, I know they talk about like 10 overall. None of that. Like he's only competing with the front court of his conference. Like I get it that they don't do the West versus East no more. I got into a discussion with somebody on Twitter the other day about, it doesn't matter because they don't do West East. Well, they still get selected that way, right? They still get selected from the East and the West. So it does matter. Like I get it. They don't play East versus West, but him not having more votes than Tatum or whoever, like none of that doesn't really matter because he's not competing against those guys. You know what I mean? Like he's only competing against the front court guys in the West. So being at the 5th spot is not a bad area, I guess, in my opinion. And this is just the first return on fan votes, the very first. There's still more return on fan votes. It's 50, and then the rest is the coach.
But they're going to be mad because Sohan's not in there. He has green hair, man. Mike,
Matt Lerman.
Why isn't Sohan there? He has green hair, Mike.
I know. The green hair, man. I mean, that's all it is. Right now, according to FanDuel, the favorite to win the MVP this year is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, followed by Nikola Jokic. Yeah. They're by far the top 2.
Yeah.
Giannis is 3rd,
Jason
Tatum is 4, and Victor Wembanyama is 5.
There you go. Yeah, that's the stat that I was talking about. Right.
We got an incoming super chat too, man. Thank you so much. It's from Ice T watching from YouTube. He says Wemby sees playing fundamental, conventional big man ball as lame and simple. He says he sees his game as non-simple. Simple is proven to win. He is hell-bent to prove his advanced game will win to be the first.
I don't disagree with that. And that's where I talk about the chess and all those other different things that he's so multifaceted in his life that I agree with what my man right here, the $10. Thank you for that, by the way. Is saying, yeah. I don't want to say his name because it just sounds funny to me, but it sounds odd.
You gotta sound like Michael Jackson at the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it reminds me of. So anyway, my man, my $10 man is right. I do think he doesn't want to be simple. He wants to be multifaceted. We've never seen a player like this before, ever. No offense to Steph Curry's or different players. We've seen shooters. We've seen people that can pull up like that, right? We've never seen a player like Wemby. So I guess maybe there is some. Again, I go back to that Muhammad Ali analogy where you want to tell them like, don't do this, don't do that, and you're like, oh, okay, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? Because you're just one of a kind that can get away with stuff like that other players can't.
Looking at the odds also on FanDuel, as we talked to the Spurs powerhouse couples, Fernandez and Steph. Rookie of the year odds. Stephon Castle, about 3 weeks ago, was number 1 in the odds and has dropped to number 3. And it's infuriating me what's going on right now with Castle, because Castle, to me, is probably the 3rd best Spur right now. And they're making him ride the pine right now. I don't get it. I don't see why he's the 4th or 5th guy off the bench. Now, I know last game he had 23 minutes play. I think he had like 15 points. But what is going on with the Spurs to look at Stephon Castle, to see how he's been playing, how he was maturing as a player when he was starting out there with Champagny, when he was starting out there in place of Devin Vassell? What's going on there?
I don't know, man. That's an enigma, man. That's a riddle that I have yet to solve, because I agree with you, man. And I was having a conversation with my son about this the other day, because my son was like, there's no way that Castle goes back to the bench. Like, even when everyone comes back healthy, he was like, he was just adamant about it. And I was like, I mean, I don't think he should, but I have a feeling he will, just knowing, the way the Spurs operate. I don't know, man. And I also I'm not upset that he's back at the bench, but it's like, why isn't he still getting those minutes, right? Because he could still get minutes off the bench. Like, I understand if there's some kind of, schemes and schematics that you want Champagny because he spreads the floor and Devin's back. I get all that, Sohan's healthy, but I'm not so upset necessarily that he's going back to the bench, but I just don't understand why he isn't getting those minutes, because you can still get those 6-man minutes. And like, I think Mike said this, he's not even the 6th man. He's not the first guy off the bench.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I mean, he proved that he was a closer. There was games where we're tight, where he was there. He's not making mistakes. Not
afraid to guard a Harden.
Yeah. Guarding your best player, the other team's best player, he's guarding him, right? I don't know, man. And I know, we were singing the praises of Mitch and how this and that, but I love Mitch. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to bash Mitch, but this isn't anything different or anything. I mean, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what is. I can't answer that. I don't even have a guess as to what's going on there. There's really no logic to put a positive spin and saying why Castle's not playing.
At least Castle's being positive about it. He says it doesn't matter whenever he comes in. He's keeping his mindset just to focus.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, I mean, you got to put Castle in instead of Trey Jones, man. Trey Jones should actually be your 3rd option.
Yeah.
I mean, Trey Jones out there, I understand veteran leadership and whatnot. But if you're going to want to win games, you're going to want to make a real push to get into the play-in. You got to start Castle instead of Trey.
Right. And that's the thing, because my thing was if Castle starts, he's going to be like out of position, right? Because he's not playing point guard. So to me, hey, him being the number 1 point guard off the bench, great. Like, I'm down for that, right? Chris Paul needs rest a lot and all that, but he's not like you said. Trey Jones is coming off, so I don't know, man. I think maybe it's one of those, and I'm not a fan of this, but it's like, hey, Trey, it's like a senior and a freshman in high school. It's like you earned your stripes, you know what I mean? We're gonna let you ride it out when you have this phenom of a freshman that's kind of like, hey, kid, you haven't earned your due yet. It's like that in the military, right? Hey, you have a young hotshot Marine coming through, right? They're awesome. They're going to be great, but it's like, it ain't your time yet, private. You know what I mean? Sit back down. I'm not saying that's a right attitude, but I'm saying that's what it looks like it's happening. You know what I mean?
I think it's a financial incentive to sit his ass. I mean, if you want to peel a layer back, I think the Spurs are looking at this going, we need to keep this guy at a certain price point. We can't get this guy to be rookie of the year. We're going to have to pay him as though he's the rookie of the year later on.
I hope.
I know it's down the road.
Yeah, no, I know
you're down the road, but I'm looking at it going,
there is something there, because you're right? You, like you said, players have a lot of leverage nowadays, right? With guys like Rich Paul and different folks like that. So it's not like the days of old where like players just are happy to take peanuts, right? Players have leverage, players have options, and you're right. If he does win rookie of the year, he has a lot of leverage on the Spurs down the road. I hope they're not thinking like that, but I don't know.
Look at our good friend Matt Gomez. Look what he put on here, Steph. As long as Zach Collins isn't playing, I don't care. Puro basura.
Hey, nobody wants to be sorry. Like, just because I am attracted to his looks doesn't mean I'm not agreeing with
That's
how.
your papacito right there.
I mean,
Yeah. That's her hall pass.
That's my white boy hall pass.
That's her hall pass.
But no, I'm in the stands, like being a fan that we are.
She's got the Vicks ready to go.
And I'm like,
she knows he sucks at basketball.
Yeah, he
but
does suck.
She's like,
but just because I'm attracted to him, like y'all can keep on talking all y'all's mess. It doesn't take away how handsome that man is.
You know what's funny? She
like,
was when Steph was at the game with me, right? When we were watching the game, she went to go get the Wemby jersey. I thought she was for sure gonna come back with the Zach Collins jersey, bro.
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, that wasn't a gift that was left to me. So.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's gonna come back with the Collins jersey for sure. No Wemby. I was like, oh.
No, I mean, no, like I'm even like, do something, Zach. Like, man. No, I get it. Yeah, don't give him the ball.
She was right there, right? Like 5 rows from the seat. She didn't call him out one time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She was just like quiet.
I was too busy on my phone fighting with this one.
Hey, but we got an incoming super chat right here. This is coming from Ice-T.
Hey, I'll do it. Wemby and Spurs Nation better hope and pray the NBA never goes back to the 80s, 90s, early 2000s physical play. If they do, he's dead meat. To quote Mr. T.
He pities the fool. If we go back, let's go back to that. We have another super chat that we'll get to from Tex-Mex Frank in a moment. Oh, actually, we'll get to it in a moment. Let's talk about that because Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5, posted something from Charles Barkley, where Charles Barkley was talking about how a lot of people complain about the way the NBA is being played right now. And I was looking at the box score last night at the Celtics game. The Celtics, I mean, we can argue that the Celtics are the best team in the NBA right now, right? I mean, they're defending champions and whatnot. But if you look at the box score, they shot more threes yesterday than twos. And it wasn't even close. And it's lending itself to be bad basketball. We saw this the other day with Sohan. Down 2 points, you go and attack the basket, right? He's camping at a 3-point line for what reason I don't know, and you look at that right now. I'm pulling up the box score right now from last night. Celtics beat the Timberwolves 118-115. Look at the stat line. Jason Tatum, 27 shot attempts, 17 of them were threes. Sam Howard went out there, shot 11 attempts. Right? How many of them do you think were threes? All 11.
Wow.
Al Horford, their center, 8 attempts.
Yeah.
5 from 3.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, 9 shots attempted. 7 were 3-pointers. Derek White shot 20 times. 10 of them were 3-pointers. So let's add it all up. I mean, you had one player who shot only 3-pointers. Their center shot 63% of his attempts as 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, 7 of 9. I mean, it's bad basketball, dude. It's unwatchable. It's one of the things where if you go to the game, you don't see it because you're excited to be in the facility, right?
Yeah.
But when you're at home in your chones and T-shirt, flipping through channels, right on Fubo, and you come across NBA TV, whatever, you come across a game, it's just bad basketball. The rules have to change. The game needs to change, develop. The court needs to get wider. 3-point line, you got to move that shit back. Got to move it back 2 feet. Got to move it back. It doesn't look like basketball anymore.
Yeah, and like you talked about, like back in the day, like you would never see Dave Robinson take threes like that, Patrick Ewing, right? Any of these guys, right? These centers, it just weren't built like that back then. Again, like we talked about, you see it in every level of the game. High school, AAU, where they all just want to chunk up threes, man. There's no, not none, but there's less of, hey, run plays. Let's, set up offense. Let's do all those things, fundamentals, right? Like Tim Duncan, right? Big fundamental. I mean, it's you living by the 3 and die by the 3. Unfortunately, that's just the world we live in right now. I mean, like you said, these guys are hitting from logo. You know what I mean? So making it harder, a 3 is nothing to these guys nowadays. When they're hitting from logo.
I like the idea they said, even though it's 3. It should be a 2. What should be a 3, especially during crunch time with 2 minutes left, 3-pointers shouldn't count anymore. Yeah. A dunk should count as 3 points.
That'd be interesting.
Well, there was that one guy who was I don't know, this one person I follow on social media was trying to say that they should make the 3-point line only official the last 3 minutes of every quarter.
I go with that too, man.
That everything or twos until the last 3. it's so weird because you watch these games and it's just bad basketball. It's just 3-point attempt after 3-point attempt. There was a game the other day. I think it was the Wolves against the Mavericks. We had the most missed attempts of all time. Like they had 77 missed 3-point attempts. Not 77 attempted altogether. 77 missed. There was more than one missed attempt a minute out there. It's just bad basketball.
Yeah, we need to address our super chats because we're getting some big money today, man.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. $10 super chat incoming from Tex-Mex Frank. Appreciate you, Tex-Mex Frank. He says, belated Happy New Year for all of you and your families. He says, go Spurs, go. Puro pinche Cowboys. He goes, Grito Friday.
Uh-oh.
He's paying for it, man.
Pay for it. $9.99.
Yeah, we got to do the Grito, man.
Let's do it.
I know how much Mike likes his Grito.
Presumir a mis amigos les conté que en el amor.
That's beautiful, man. Thank you so much, Tex-Mex Frank, for the super chat and for all of your generosity. We really do appreciate it. We're going to have to pour one out.
Well, go ahead. Pour one out for who?
For Jeremy Sohan. He's not playing tonight.
Yeah. Matt Lerma might be in shambles, man. I'm interested to see if he plays tomorrow because I mean, he didn't look like I know he tweaked his back a little bit on that Clippers game, but I don't think it looks horrible. But maybe they're kind of saying, let's hold him out tonight and bring him back tomorrow, and we'll see.
All right, who starts in place of him?
Yeah, we got another incoming super chat here from Sam Salinas.
Our guy,
$10, man. He goes, teams are no longer equipped to defend inside. So how do you get back to those days? He goes, you be innovative and establish a dominant inside game that can be defended. Spurs have the player to do that now.
The player.
Oh, the player.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess
Joe, remember about an hour ago when Fernandez said that Wemby sucks at rebounding?
Yeah, I remember.
We gotta get the clip. Matt saying I'll survive. And watch the offense be smoother.
I'm still here. Yeah. I mean, it was going back to Tex-Mex Frank. You know, he wished everybody Happy New Year. Happy New Year, all to you guys too, and all the listeners, man. We had an amazing New Year's Eve, man. We went to the game, right? We were there at that game, which was awesome. You know, of course, you know, you got there's I'm still here, Sohan.
I'm still here,
Sohan. Yeah, we had an amazing New Year's Eve into New Year's, midnight. Went to the game, got on the Jumbotron, got on the selfie cam, all that good stuff. Yeah, it was a blast. I met a lot of folks actually out there from Spurs Twitter. I met a handful of people. Yeah, it was nice. Cool.
No kiss cam. I'm waiting for y'all to get on the kiss cam.
No, we made our own kiss cam. We made the selfie cam into a kiss cam.
There was one time that we were going to be on the kiss cam, but I feel like Esther was being a little too
Necio or what?
Just a wee bit.
hey, what's wrong with that?
No, like
something to remember,
I don't know. I told you know what? Here's my method when it comes to the kiss cam. As soon as they're like, it's time for the kiss cam, we just start making out. You just start making out and let them do. Because you know what I'm saying? What happens is people are like, oh my God, we're on the kiss cam. And they start just start going at it. Like the whole kiss cam time.
This one was going at it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm like grabbing her, putting her on my lap and all that shit. You know what I mean? So, but
give them something to remember, bro.
Exactly. No, but it was awesome. The game was awesome. Met some cool Spurs fans, went to the Hemisphere Park afterwards, came back to our place in Southtown, literally watched the downtown fireworks from our balcony. It was amazing. Great New Year.
Years ago, a friend of mine got busted stepping out on his girl by the kiss cam.
Yes, that happens.
Stay strong,
bro.
Kings. Stay strong.
This was back when it was the SBC Center, man.
Yeah.
We went out. I was at the game.
Yeah,
and I knew him, dude. He was a member of the media, and he was stepping out and all that stuff. And because he's media,
they got
people knew who he was, right?
Sure.
And they panned to him at the kiss cam, and he froze, man.
See, that's a rookie mistake, bro.
That's what he gets.
That's a rookie mistake. Here's a pro tip, man. If you're stepping out on your girl, if you're stepping out on your girl or your guy, right, and you're at a game, and as soon as they're like, "Here's the kiss,"
I'm gonna go get a beer.
You go to
I'll
the
be back.
bathroom. You go get
want
another
a
beer.
drink?
You
You
go
want a drink?
exactly.
Hey.
Hey, y'all guys want anything? And then hey, I got y'all. Y'all want who wants something? Yeah.
You see that?
You
Steph?
roll out, bro. Like that's a come on, man. Like you're stepping out of your girl. You see the kiss cam. You can't even give yourself an opportunity to say, well, maybe they won't get. Come on, bro.
Hey man, you see me at
Come
a game and
on,
I'm with the
bruh.
girl. Mind your business. Man.
I'm just saying.
Mind your business, cameraman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't need those pro tips anymore. I'm
Hey,
sharing the
what
pro
about
tips.
that? That's the thing, right? At the games now, the mistress cam.
Oh, the Sancha cam.
Oh.
The Sancha cam. Oh my
Do
god.
y'all remember the TV show Cheaters?
Yeah.
And they used to always have it downtown San Antonio. It's like, why was it always here?
Yeah.
You know, they had that one guy.
San Antonio is one of, like, I read recently, it's one of the worst cities to be single in right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, it really is actually.
Which is why I'm in Conroe.
You can stay in Conroe too because the Spurs are winning. Hey, we got a $1.99 super chat coming in from Mario Cavazos. You know what? I appreciate everybody who's giving us these super chats today, man. You keeping them coming in fast and furious. Appreciate every single one of you guys. So Mario Cavazos says, "Rip to my heel.
Yeah.
No, but shut up. Go Spurs, go, man.
Legend, bro. Legend.
Yeah, man. They got him, dude.
Legend, man.
Pour some out for the no, but shut up. Go Spurs, go.
Absolutely. Salute.
they tap the table.
Yeah.
Look at that. Tim Gonzalez. Fernandez, talk about your Longhorns.
Oh man, bro.
What's
now
wrong
you
with
want to
the
talk
kicker,
about,
bro?
Listen, I don't even get anxious about Spurs games or a lot of stuff, but that game had me. I was bouncing off the walls on that game, bro.
You and Pop.
Yeah, me and Pop, her son, were but just like going crazy on that game because I just couldn't believe it. I was like, are they really gonna blow this one, man? Like, are the Longhorns really going to blow this? And it was just too close for comfort, man. You know, Ewers came back, saved the day, but man, it was tough. But it's, man, I'll tell you what, I love that college football Mike bracket right now. Like all the top seeds went down. You know, all the top seeds went down. I'm telling you, man, I think college more than anything is a pace and a momentum game. Having that time off, man, was no bueno. Like, literally.
We got an incoming super chat, Mike.
All
I got to
right.
put this one on the iced tea.
Word on the street is that Matt Lerma is applying for Polish citizenship. His dream is to be the ball boy for Sohen Poland qualifies as an Olympics.
Man,
I like it.
my iced tea man is on fire today.
I know. And I keep looking at that meme. You can put it back up.
Yeah.
Of I'm here with you, man. How does he look? How does he look like Jonah Hill?
That's true.
I can't unsee Jonah Hill in that.
Yeah.
He just needs curlier hair.
2024 gave us this, man. This is gold right here. This is staying forever.
And I mean, it fits him too. Like, you know, some of these memes, you know, you kind of like that looks like it's him. Like that, you know what I mean?
Like, Bear County came in clutch with this
man,
one,
these guys are amazing with their memes.
I said it. He was watching it. I said it, and it came up like 10 minutes later. It was like perfect.
Yeah.
But look, going back to the college football playoff, you know, you mentioned that seeds 5, 6, 7, 8 advanced over 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
And it shows that a playoff was needed in football, right? Because we would get down to the final 4 teams or the final whatever, and it used to, back in the day, was the BCS and all that stuff. You get down to the final 2 or 4 teams, and you go, man, there was teams that were just as good, but because of an injury or because of whatever, they didn't make it all the way through.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect the way that it is. I think it's absolutely perfect the way that it is. 12 teams, 4 teams get a bye. Now the question becomes, is it the most deserving or is it the best team out there? Because a lot of people were saying, well, why wasn't Bama in there? Because you can't tell us that Bama wasn't a top 12 team in the NCAA. Why was SMU there? Why was Boise State so high? I mean, Boise State belonged there, but why were they so high? I looked at those 1 through 4. I thought to myself, okay, those are the most deserving, but not necessarily the best, because I looked at it and I was like, how shocked were you that Penn State beat Boise State? Not shocked at all.
Right.
How shocked were you that Texas beat Arizona State? Not shocked at all. How shocked are you that Georgia lost to Notre Dame? Not shocked at all. How shocked are you that Ohio State won over Oregon? Not shocked at all.
Mike, if I would have bet my money line like I had thought on Notre Dame to beat Georgia, dude, I'd be sitting pretty right now, man.
No, but
I just thought it was interesting, like I said, that all those top seeds went down. I think that bye just ain't it, especially in college, man. It's all about momentum. It's all about pace. The best thing could have happened for Texas was not to get that bye and lose to Georgia.
Or not to have Georgia in the matchup with Georgia for a third time, right?
You know what? I wanted it, man. I did.
Yeah.
I wanted a storybook ending. I tweeted it that I wanted Georgia and Texas to play for the Natty and Georgia or Texas to win when it mattered. But hey, Georgia didn't hold it their end of the bargain. Like, we can't do nothing about that.
You want another storybook ending like Young?
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah,
Matt Leinart.
man.
Remember that? Yep. Was that 05, 06, something like that?
Yes, sir.
05.
Yep.
So tell me, does Quinn Ewers get the respect that he deserves from
Absolutely
Longhorn
not.
Nation?
No, absolutely not. I've seen a lot of giving up and bashing him the other day, more than I ever remember seeing. Maybe I just hadn't paid attention, but they sounded like it was Sohan and Spurs fans.
They sounded like a disgruntled ex, man.
Yeah.
Because they're critical of Ewers, right? Because they're saying, man, he can't throw the long ball.
Yeah.
He looks like Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, if you think about it, and they were saying it in the chat too, Ewers, he has more playoff wins than Dak, bro.
Hey,
no lies detected, right?
Yeah. Hey, I tell you, when it came down to crunch time, man, Ewers stepped up, man. He stepped up and he was there. So Ohio State, that's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be fun. I just love this whole bracket. I love it. I think
don't
you're
know,
right,
man. I think
right now
gonna be besting the Longhorns, bro.
I mean, Ohio State look amazing. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. They look tough, man. But hey, it's a new day, and we'll see.
You think they'll have a better chance if they let Arch Manning go in?
I mean,
he can run.
Why
bro.
the disrespect for Quinn Ewers? Let Quinn play.
Run, bro.
Yeah.
Quinn can't run.
Yeah, no, Quinn gets some unwarranted disrespect for sure.
He's a
Dude, watch him win the championship and him not be welcome back. Can you imagine he wins the championship this year and then goes to Georgia?
Right.
Because
He still has a year of eligibility,
his
right?
name
He
next
still has a
season?
year of eligibility.
What's going to be his name next
Yeah.
season? Gone.
God.
Yeah.
If the spreads are out, by the way,
Mhm.
Ohio State favored by 6 over Texas.
Wow.
Money line Texas plus 190. You can almost triple your money there.
In Jerry World, baby. And you got the Texas.
It's a home game for crying out loud.
That's what I'm saying. It's a home game. Yeah.
And then Notre Dame, Penn State. Notre Dame favored by 1.5 points. So close game.
That's
They're
gonna be a
expected-
top fight, man. That's gonna be an old school. No, it's like some Rudy shit. You know what I mean? Like Notre Dame
14 to
versus Penn
13.
State. Yeah. I love it, man. It's gonna be some gridiron. I'm excited, man. I really, I know there's some little bit of flaws here and there, like Mike was kind of alluded to. Some people are saying, "Oh, are they the most deserving?" or all that. Again, hey, man, I just think I love how they're in there, and like, hey, an upset happened. It's like the March Madness. Maybe the team was better than them, but they weren't better that day. You know what I mean? They lost that day, and it's one and done, baby.
Look at what David Atwater's saying right here. He's saying Texas corners will shut down the Ohio State receivers.
Well, if there's one that's been hurt all season, so that's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm looking at Ohio State and their schedule right now. Who they played.
Breaking news here. Mario Cavazos putting that the Spurs official website is starting to promote the voting for Wemby to play in the All-Star game.
Yeah, like 2 weeks late. I mean,
yeah.
I don't understand people being upset about that. I really don't. Like they have been. I mean, they've been promoting voting. I don't know if they specifically said Wemby.
Yeah, they just promote all-star voting.
Yeah,
they like one specific
which is, I mean, okay, but we know what that is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm telling you, it was like 28 minutes into the time you could vote, and it was already pitchforks. Why hasn't the Spurs, put a tweet out? Why haven't they? You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, man. People just want to be upset about something.
Said no, Hannah.
Yeah.
Ohio State's 2 losses this year. They lost to Oregon, so they avenged that loss yesterday. They lost to Oregon in October 12th, 32-31. They lost to Michigan 13-10 on November 30th. So they lost to 2 pretty good programs. The Longhorns lost to Georgia twice.
Yeah,
Georgia no longer out there.
That's it. Yeah.
I
didn't trust Oregon as a 1 either. I thought Oregon was going to win, and then Texas would have beat them. That's what I thought. So I really wasn't worried or like, oh my God, Oregon's some kind of world beaters, man. Like them as a 1, I'm like, that's probably the easiest 1 you're ever going to encounter. So I don't know. Even Ohio State and Texas, I mean, I don't know when the last time they played each other. I feel like they don't play each other too often. So I kind of like when teams that don't play each other. You know,
Right.
what I mean? Like, even in the NFL, like it's just like, you know, I get it. You have your NFC East, right? You play each other all the time, but when you play like a team that you never play, it's like, you know what I mean? It just is a little different. Like, you know, you gotta come in a little different. So I think it's gonna be interesting seeing how they draw up plays, you know, against each other on both sides, Ohio State and Texas. So
what I think is funny is that the 4 teams that are left, technically there's one SEC school still there, but that team was not an SEC school last year.
Yeah, not technically they are SEC. And
but I was saying that last year they weren't there.
Right. Well, what's funny was the SEC all year has hated Texas. Now they have to root for Texas, so an SEC team wins. You know, I love it.
Let's give some love to our friends over at MCS General Contracting, who've been with us since day one. Chris Leha and the fellas.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
He makes fun of him.
All right. Hey, thank you for being a sponsor of the show. We do appreciate you, MCS General Contracting, and they also power the chat. If you need to go ahead and get a pickleball court, basketball court, parking lot for your business, make sure you call Chris Leha. Number is 210-774-9155, and let them know you were sent by the Alamo City Sportscast.
Very cool. I'm looking at CBS Sports' NFL mock draft. What I found funny was that the Giants won last week, ruined their chance of getting the number 1 overall pick. There's no lottery in the NFL. They have them dropping down to 4. But what's weird is that these teams that needed quarterbacks won, and they moved out of position. So right now, according to CBS Sports, the number 1 player off the board will be Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winner, going number 1 from Colorado to the New England Patriots. They have former UIW star Cam Ward, quarterback of Miami, going to the Tennessee Titans at number 2. Mason Graham, the junior defensive lineman out of Michigan, going to the Cleveland Browns, and they have Shadur Sanders going number 4. Okay, why would Cleveland not go after a quarterback? That's what I don't get. I mean, I know you're paying Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that I mean, they're a horribly ran franchise, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
They're waiting for Deshaun to walk, and they can do that after next season, but they're going to have to take a bath in order for him to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know? But they really don't have anybody right now. I mean, they're just that's just a poverty ass franchise. Pour some out for them, and that's my good friend Jonas Clark. That's his team, man, because he's from Ohio. So
Yeah.
Now,
CBS Sports, in their latest mock draft for the NFL Draft 2025, has the Cowboys passing up on Ashton Genty, the star running back for Boise State. They're going after, according to CBS Sports, Malachi Starks, who's a stud safety out of Georgia.
They need a running back, man.
Zeke's
gone. I mean, Zeke being gone is.
Well, Rico's not it. Rico Dowdle doesn't do it for you.
I mean, I'm just saying he's nice. He's nice. What do you say? Marbach nice.
Marbach nice.
Marbach nice. You know. I would love the running back, man. I mean, they need a running game, bro. I mean, you got to take some heat off of, you know, whoever is gonna be. Cooper might be there again next year. I don't know, but you know, I don't know, man. That's another tough one.
Hey, we got an incoming super chat here from Sam Salinas. He says, "Thank you again, Sam Salinas. Appreciate the support." Says, "We don't care about the NBA fan voting. Nothing but a bunch of tweens. The better honor for making the All-Star game is being voted in by the coaches."
Well, yeah, and that's what's going to be, right? What is it like 50% fan vote or something like that?
Yeah.
And then the others is the coaches vote. So yeah, I mean, it's fun. I guess I used to like the way they used to do it back in the day when there was not back in the day, but you know, where your tweets were counted. Like you remember that, where you would like hashtag like all-star vote, whoever, or it was around like the Kawhi time and DeJounte Murray for the Spurs. So your tweets were counting. Now you got to like go into your ID and vote. And I get all that. I don't know. I just thought it was a lot more fun when you were like would hashtag the NBA. Yeah. And because you would just like boom, 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 boom. Like that was fun.
I think it was the bots that they were like,
true facts. I get that, I mean, at this, you can manipulate any numbers, you know what I mean? When it comes to that stuff. So it's just fun to me. I don't think it's like, again, at the end of the day, if some let's say like there was some weird like thing where like some random person had so many fans and got voted in, it get outweighed by the coach. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's just more fun than anything. I mean, I'm sure people are voting in like Zach Collins, like, I don't know who would do that, but somebody.
Look, Chris Gonzalez. Chris Gonzalez is putting in here. He says there is no generational QB in this draft.
I mean, no, probably right.
So check this out, man. I'm on Yahoo Sports right now. Kevin O'Connor, who does a lot of NBA talk, formerly of The Ringer.
Yeah.
It gives us predictions for the year 2025 when it comes to the NBA.
Yeah, KOC.
He believes that Wemby will beat Kobe's 81-point mark sometime in the calendar year of 2025.
I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, it's not impossible. The dude sometimes gets on heaters.
He says outlandish things that could happen. Golden State trading for LeBron James, Charlotte trading LaMelo Ball. These were his outlandish predictions for the year.
LaMelo going somewhere.
Yeah, I hate it, dude. It's funny. I love the NBA. I love watching basketball. But you have a son who plays a high school ball as well. You know something up, man. It's the game has gotten crappier as time goes on. I sound like an old man, but when I say that, Fernandez, I sound like an old man. Like, get off my lawn.
Yeah, yelling at clouds. Yeah.
You know what I don't see? Mid-range game. But it's also not effective either because it's just one of those things where the math suggests you shoot threes.
Right.
And that's my dude. If we were playing in the 1990s, Sohan would be a star. Right? He'd be a star. His game doesn't match up necessarily with 2025. We saw that at the end of the game the other day, down 2 points, chunked up a 3-point shot. When I say he bricked it, it was a literal brick. It was off the backboard. Didn't even hit the rim.
Yeah, I saw it.
It's frustrating, man.
Yeah. You know what? And you're right, man. And again, like I said, my son plays out in San Diego, Oceanside, California area. He's a junior. He was big on threes, right? His freshman year, he was just like hitting, and it's funny because his name's Ethan, and I call him Threethan, right? Because he wears number 3, and he shoots threes. So his freshman year, he was like a phenom 3-point shooter, like bam, 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 bam. But then like teams started like seeing that and like, oh, all this dude's gonna do is shoot threes. So they start closing in on you, right? So he's actually developed more of a mid-range game, and I love it, man. And if you see my tweets, I tweeted out there on Rick Fernandez, like I'll tweet my son's highlights, and like this year has been like living in the mid-range game. He's been and I love it, and I really do, because it's just a little step back, it's a little move, it's more of the like Mike, like you would like that, like the old school kind of get to your spot, make your move, and bam, or right. But you're right, mathematically, threes are more than twos, right? It's like field goals are more than touchdowns, or touchdowns are more than field goals. So that's the problem, right? But I think if you just kind of, just like anything, things go in waves. If you just weather that storm and just keep being consistent and keep attacking in that mid range, and hey, man, you get there.
Hey, I like the fact though, man. You're a good dad because you're always there for your boy, right? You're like his biggest cheerleader, right?
It's insane, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? I used to have one of those like rattler noise makers. Yeah, like
and they told him he can't have it anymore.
They told me I couldn't use it. Yeah, they told me I couldn't use it anymore. I had one of those like noise maker rattlers, like whatever, right? And I only used it when he would hit threes. Because it is annoying. Don't get me wrong, it's annoying, right? It's like one of those clackers. So I understand that it's annoying. So I didn't use it all the time. But when he would hit like a big shot or a big three, I would use it, right? Yeah, they told me, they were like, hey, sir, like you can't use this here anymore or whatever. So they told me I couldn't use it.
It was just as loud as him.
Yeah, it's so fun, man. It being a parent and seeing your kids and it doesn't have to just be sports, anything that they excel at, it's just like we're all parents here. All of us literally are parents here. And whether it's sports, whether it's, music, whether it's art, anything that they do, and that's the thing, we have our own dreams for our kids. I'm a boxing guy. When my oldest son was little, I used to want him to box. Like I was trying to like force feed him to boxing, and like that wasn't it. That wasn't his thing. And I'm glad I got away from that. You got to let them do, if they want to be into robotics or whatever, by all means, you support it. And that's what's amazing, right? When you see your kids and you see them excel in whatever they do, it's just a blessing, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs. Don't forget to subscribe to him at Jeff G Spurs Zone. Let's show him some love, Joe.
Yeah, let's show Jeff some love. And you got to look at his podcast here, Locked On Spurs Podcast. Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, make sure
that's right.
Subscribe.
I was taking a look at one of his tweets from earlier today. He was at the gym, and some guy was rocking a Josh Primo jersey at the gym. Are there certain jerseys that you shouldn't wear in town? Like, do you look at somebody odd if they wear a Primo or a Kawhi Leonard jersey?
Or even Bryn Forbes. Let's not forget him.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could. Some of them, it's almost like they just like picked it up, right? I guess somewhere at the flea market or somewhere, and they're just like, let me throw this on. So
I know the other day a guy was wearing a Kawhi Leonard Spurs jersey. I was like,
yeah, exactly.
At River Center too.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I feel like the guy doesn't probably know what he's wearing. Like, you know what I mean? I know I'm saying, like, I don't know how to explain. I don't know.
He has no undershirt on either. So
well, he's at the gym. I mean, I'm anti wearing it without the. You have to have an undershirt on if you're wearing.
Come on, Mike.
He's going to the gym. That's the one time when you don't have to.
But you lost weight, Mike. You can wear it without the undershirt now.
Dude, it looks so tacky when someone's 40 years old and they're wearing a jersey without a t-shirt underneath. It looks tacky, Joe.
What is Francesca say
about that? I haven't asked her, man.
You should ask her.
You should just do it and see what she says.
Just walk around. What about going to the gym and you see those guys that sometimes have like the midriff missing or showing,
like Zeke?
Yeah.
Like
There you go, man. Hey, let's go ahead and give you some love too, Mike.
That's right. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. That is my cell phone number if you have any questions regarding investments or insurances. I've been doing this for 20 years. My 20th anniversary is coming up this April in finance. 210-508-0369. So 401k rollovers, TSP, IRAs. If you have an old IRA and you're like, hey, they already got one. Well, great. Who do you have it with? I can take that over and be your advisor when it comes to that. I'm a fiduciary, Series 6, 7, 63, and 65 hold. I have those designations. I'm also licensed in life insurance and disability as well. So give me a call, 210-508-0369.
Remember to keep it local.
Got to keep it local. That's right, baby. That's right.
Yeah. We had an incoming chat right here earlier in the show, and you were talking about Steph, right? And they said, "Oh, her hall pass is Zach Collins."
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They said, "Who is yours hall pass, Rick?"
I think I already know
who my hall pass is.
Yeah, who your hall pass? Who's your hall pass?
Who's my hall pass, babe?
Becky? No.
A Steph sandwich with Becky. I mean, would that'd be.
Who is your hall pass?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. I don't.
You see how the pitch went? I don't know.
Hey, true politician, man.
Yeah,
true politician.
Yeah, that's to be decided. Yeah, I don't need a hall pass.
I mean, we role play all the time, so I can be whoever we want.
That's facts. That is facts. We do role play. Yeah, we can. Yeah, exactly. We create characters. Like you're seeing that movie 4 Christmases. You remember? I don't know if anybody's seen that movie. In their very beginning, they're like he like picks her up at a bar and they're like role playing and stuff, and then they go back home. So yeah, I don't need a hall pass because I got like 4 or 5 different personalities right here next to me. So
I do put the hot and psychotic.
Oh, hey, man, we get a little bit of everything on this show, right?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, bro. 2025. It's 2025 edition, baby.
Oh, they're saying give Left some love with her business, you know?
Yes,
Absolutely.
So, well, which one? Actually, just kidding. Fuerte Productions, guys. I am the videographer for Latinas, Southtown, whatever you need. I create the essence of businesses, weddings, quinces,
Anything.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A lot of people do compliment me on my vision on life. And the one thing I love saying all the time is I love being understood without saying a damn thing.
Yeah, there you go. So if you need anything as far as your videography for photography needs, make sure you go ahead and get in contact with Steph over at Chicana Fuerte Productions.
Yeah, or go on. I do a lot of my business on Instagram, so you can go to Fuerte Productions TX and you'll find some of my stuff there. Yep. My resume is getting pretty long.
Yeah. Worked with Chicano legend Danny De La Paz, puppet from American Me. Jesse Borrego, worked with him. She's done stuff with wine clients. She was involved with some Zachary Sachet video, which was really cool for French TV.
Yeah.
She don't brag about it, but I'll brag about her. Yeah, Shelly Lares, Tejana legend Shelly Lares. So she doesn't brag a lot about it, but I will. So it's pretty
very nice.
Good stuff, first year, not even a year into it, and she's already amassed a pretty nice set of clients.
Yes.
So.
And I do owe a lot to my networking team. So, I mean, I wouldn't have not been in these circles without them, but I definitely have made my mark in keeping myself in the circle. So
there you go. Hey, we also do got another incoming super chat, $5 here from Ice T. He says Stephanie, MFK, Joe Burrow, Zach Collins, Ryan Gosling. That's what we're trying to say as far as your hall passes.
All white boys. Somebody said,
is that true, Steph? It's all white boys?
I never said it was all white boys. I was just saying that white boy.
Just Zach Collins.
Just that white boy.
So what else
but
you
most
got?
Sitting hard.
They are, man. They're flowing, man. It's Friday and we don't give a damn.
Yeah.
It's the first Friday,
It
guys.
is First Friday. Southtown.
Oh, yeah.
If you've never been to First Friday in Southtown, it is amazing. Vendors, food vendors.
If you're gonna park in front of our house, we're gonna charge you.
Yeah, every first Friday of the month, Southtown has a big thing called First Friday, and it's such a cool vibe. Live music. It's like a mini fiesta, and it's all down Southtown. It's amazing.
I think I might hit that up. It gets going right at dark, right? Like around 7 or 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they're setting up even earlier.
Gimme has like dollar wings.
Yep.
Oh,
very
yeah.
Nice.
Gimme.
Yep.
That's one of y'all's favorite spots.
Oh man, Gimmy's amazing. Their owner, Aaron Peña, he's awesome. He's an amazing dude. Local dude. Owns Gimme and Amor Eterno, a bar like across from Gimme.
A Perfect Day.
It's all Southtown. Yeah.
Squeeze Box.
Yep. Yeah, he still owns the Squeeze Box. Cool dude, cool cat. And yeah, Gimme is an amazing spot. They always have good food specials, good drink specials. It's a vibe.
Yeah, they have chefs back there.
Yeah.
There you go, Mike. You can go there. I don't think it's gonna be too ethnic for you either.
Nah.
You like that vibe, Mike? No. Have you ever been to Gimme, Mike?
I've never been to Gimme.
Okay.
I've done First Friday before. It's been a while though. I used to go there a lot back in the day.
You should take your girl and if she's in town to Gimme. It's a nice spot. It's a nice vibe.
Yeah, we're heading back to San Antonio today for a couple of days and back and forth.
Yeah.
But I'll be there tonight. Everyone, I gotta let everybody go if you all want to continue the show, but I got to get to work. Work is already reaching out to me already.
Yeah.
But everyone have a fantastic day. Spurs tonight. No Jeremy Sohan going up against, I believe, the Nuggets tonight.
Yes.
Nuggets here by 8 in Denver. So when we come back on Monday, we'll have lots of Spurs talk about. The NFL playoffs will be set when we come back on Monday. But I'll let you guys at it, and y'all can wrap up the show.
All right, man. Take care, Mike.
All right, Mike. We'll see you, man. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start bringing the show to an end here. And closing, man, you got anything you want to say?
Man, 2024, it's a tough year, man. It was a rocky year for a lot of people. You know what I mean? I had my fair share of being knocked down in 2024. You know what I mean? But hey, you get up. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can do. That's all you can do is get up. You know, I couldn't do it without this one by my side. I don't know how she's stuck by me. You know, sometimes I wonder. You know, but I'm telling you, man, as a man, you know, having a love of a woman like that is definitely needed and definitely grounds you and puts you on the right path. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I love you.
There you go. Hi. Our own kiss cam.
Our own kiss cam. And yeah, our own kiss
Well, I
cam.
appreciate you too, but you drove me fucking crazy.
Yeah, I did, man. I did. You know, us guys, man, we have we have an ego up. We have a lot of stuff going on. And here's
a handful.
We're a handful. And here's the thing, man. And you know, all relationships go through stuff, man. All relationships go through things. You know, some more private than others, and that's good. You know, we, we put our stuff out there. So I understand the criticism, or I understand people getting involved or whatever for whatever reason. But when you put your stuff out there, of course, people are going to have opinions and people are going to say things, and it is what it is. But you know, moving forward, trying to be better always, right? And that's all I can do.
Can't change the past, can only change the future, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I can't change my past, but my past has changed me. So,
there you go.
So,
but also, definitely striving to accept everything in abundance whenever it comes to my video production. So, any time you guys want, nothing's too small. Just go ahead and ask.
Exactly. Hey.
Yeah. Even the action shots for your kids' sports, like that's another thing that she does, right? She'll do that. That's an easy thing. It's not expensive. Yeah. Soccer. Yeah. Listen, you're a parent, right?
It's needed, actually.
Yeah. Like you're a parent. You're trying to capture your kids. You know, you want the videos, obviously, but you're trying to watch the game, and it's a lot, right? Man, you could alleviate all that and just hit her up, and she will get you like a badass content video that your kid can put on their social media and all that, and it looks like all professional, and it's going to be reasonably priced. You know what I mean? So, that's one of the big things. I think that's a huge market in like the sports for your kids and creating content and recording them and that kind of stuff. Because it's hard as a parent, right? You're trying to capture them. You miss something, you know, you're trying to watch your other kids, you know, and all this kind of stuff. Alleviate all that. Give her a call. She'll come in there, record your kid, do the whole video, and then they can it's like a brag video. You know, the kid can put it on their social media, and it's awesome. So,
yeah, and we got Matt Gomez in here. He says, Vamos, I can't wait for all the games this year. Vamos, Necios.
I did see earlier, he said he wanted to do like a raffle with the scarf and
yeah, man, definitely. SAFC is another awesome thing, man. I know if you haven't been out there, man, it's a good time. I know there's a lot of changes and all that, and I know Matt Gomez knows more about all that.
Light on it.
He knows all the politics of all that, and I'm not gonna pretend to get involved in that, but I will say SAFC is a good time, man. It's a good time. It's cheap. It's affordable to take your family, man.
We got to coordinate, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully you'll be in town so we can
absolutely
go.
Yeah, this year we definitely got to do the SAFC thing. You know, it's always fun seeing this Spurs Twitter on in games in the arena. Hey, if you see me, man, please come say hi. I'll buy you a beer. It's a good time, man. It's fun.
The Spurs power couple.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're trying to get on the jumbotron and all that good stuff.
Cam,
so
the
kiss cam, everything, bro. I don't got to leave for the kiss cam, so we're good. We are good.
They need to have the Sancha cam, dude. That's all.
Dude, the Sancha cam,
That's funny.
Yeah,
I would sit through halftime to watch that.
We do need to do that. We need to talk to what's our guy JC Mortgages. Or JC. He does some of the in arena stuff.
Yeah, the MC.
The MC stuff. Yeah. Good guy. JC Mortgages. Follow him on Twitter. But he does some of the in-house stuff too. We got to talk to him because Sancha Cam would be hilarious.
Sancha Cam, dude.
I like
what I'm saying.
I like it.
I like that. They should do that at the SAFC games.
Oh, bro, you already know, man.
Hey.
It's all the rowdies. It's all the rowdies, man.
You get dimed down. They should just have her face blurred out.
I know, right?
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. Like
His
pixelated.
His and hers, man. Yep.
Oh my god.
Stay strong, Kings.
Just
right?
like one time. You know how much publicity that would get.
Hey, that would be really funny.
That'd be funny. It'd be on ESPN.
That would be funny.
The wives would know too, because they'd be, I know what shirt he's wearing. I know that was you. Hey, my face is blurred out.
Yeah.
Was it me?
Yeah, it wasn't me. Like Shaggy said, it wasn't me.
Was it me? No proof.
Wasn't me.
No proof.
Our guy Tim Gonzalez, man, he always put in a plug for Duke basketball versus SMU tomorrow.
What did you say? Find someone who loves you.
Find someone who loves you as much as Tim Gonzalez loves Duke. I'm telling you, I give him respect because he's always repping them Duke Blue Devils.
Hey, we got to do that too. We got to form the Necios. We got to, round up the crew and go see a Brahmas game, dude.
I've never been to a Brahmas game. That I gotta, I gotta do that.
Mike doesn't like the Brahmas, dude. I've
never been to a Brahmas game. That's a good point.
Let's go without him.
I gotta do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotta do it. Listen, anything that's local, man, anything that's representing puro, like you gotta back it up, man. So that's a good point. I'm down for Brahmas. I haven't been.
We should round up the Necios and all go together.
Yeah,
it'd be a hell of a time,
that
man.
would be fun.
Hey,
as long as you can stack cups, dog, then we're good.
Bro.
That's all you got. If you can stack cups, then we're straight.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get a designated driver for that. Though.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's what we got. We got Steph.
Yeah, no, she'll be drinking too, bro. She drinks like
ever
the guys.
since my accident, like
No.
I don't want to drive anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, you got trauma, girl.
Just a little bit, but it helps that we live, downtown and everything is close.
Walking
and
distance.
we can walk. We got bikes,
bro. Yeah, we're literally. I'm telling you, man. We walked from Hemisphere Park on New Year's Eve back to our place in Southtown.
Yeah, because
We
like
were
we
within walking
had to
distance,
walk,
right.
to a certain extent because everything was blocked
off.
off.
Yeah.
And then I was like, we're already home. Like, let's just keep walking. And then we had the kids, so I was like, maybe this will make them tired.
Even better,
Mhm.
you get home, like you said, and you get to see the fireworks.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. We got into our balcony, man. We popped some
Nice,
champagne,
dude.
bro. We chilled. We literally saw the fireworks from the comfort of our own home, man.
Yeah.
It was amazing. No crowds, no fighting, nobody, no craziness.
We had our own champagne.
Hey,
Yeah,
Rick was telling me y'all finally broke up in the bottle. Like
The prosecco that you gave us,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, we
man,
did.
Thank you for
Thank
that,
you.
bro. Yeah,
because I knew. I said once I give it to Steph, I said I know she's gonna save it for you, Rick.
Yeah,
So it's gonna say a couple's gift.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Oh, absolutely, bro. I appreciate that. That.
All right.
I knew exactly what it was when you put it on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what that sound is.
Yeah, she got happy. She's like,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. We're going to go ahead and bring the show to an end. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast. We appreciate everybody's support. We appreciate all the super chats. Keep it puro. We'll go ahead and see you boys on Monday. Have a great weekend. But for Chicana Fuerte and for Rick, I'm Joe Garcia. We're out. We'll see you boys on Monday.
Stay brown.
Stay puro.